Shannon, you're fixing to talk, right? And Miss Paula, for those who didn't know you're talking right now? Okay. All right. So Shannon joined in January of 2016. She became a director in April of 2016. Did y'all hear that? 4 months. She became a director.
Woo!
Joined in January, promoted in April. Has a sales of $27,800. She's done 54 parties, 43 bookings, and 6 recruits. This year she has 28,056 parties, 43 bookings, 6 recruits, plus, did I just repeat all that again?
It's about the same.
Plus, she too is well on her way to earning Puerto Rico. Shannon is strictly a virtual consultant. Is anybody else here strictly virtual? Do you know what that even means?
Wow.
Virtual, that means you only do it like on Facebook computer?
Interesting.
Now we're going to introduce Miss Paula. She joined in January of 2017, so this year. She is also strictly virtual. Sorry, I was going to you, so you have to come over here with me. So she's strictly virtual. She works a full-time job. She commutes a couple of hours a day to and from her job. I don't like to go like 10 minutes down the road. Okay. Her sales are $29,000. She's done 56 parties, 84 bookings, 6 recruits, plus she promoted to director July 1st. All of this in 7 short months. So. Talk loud.
If I talk like this, can y'all hear me in the back?
Yeah.
All right, good. Because I can't stay in microphones and I have a big mouth, so I really don't need a microphone. But if I do get quiet and y'all can't hear me, just let me know. Like Jenny said, I do 100% virtual parties. Did not start out that way. I fully joined thinking that I was going to be doing cooking parties and the whole shebang. And then I got introduced on Facebook. I'm on Facebook all the time anyway, so I saw this thing called virtual parties, and I was like, oh, let me see if I can do this. And at the time, I was working a full-time job as well. So I said, well, that would be really easy. I could work my full-time job. I could do my virtual parties, and I would never have to leave my family in the evening times because that was always an issue, too. I have a daughter in college and another daughter in high school, and she plays softball, after-school activities, and yada, yada, yada. Y'all know the story because you have the same one. So I decided to get into the virtual parties, and then Denise told me, she's like, yeah, well, that's never going to work for you. I'm like, yeah, why? And she says, because you can't do just virtual and make a business of it. That's all it took. I said, let me show you how. So I was able to put, what's that?
It sounded like a challenge to me.
Yeah, right. I have since quit my full-time job. I was working in the school system. I quit my full-time job. I went back to substitute teaching and selling Pampered Chef, which is what I love to do. I never leave my house, and I love it. But to get those bookings and to keep the business going, you obviously, just like with a live party and a kitchen show, you have to work with your host. You have to partner with them, and you have to coach them. And you must have that conversation from the get-go. I like what I think Ida said, or somebody said that as soon as you book a party, whether it's and they were talking about a live party, send them home with a packet. When you do, that's a great idea, even for virtuals. As soon as you get that date on there, I typically wait until the week before the party to send them the packet. I'm not going to do that anymore. As soon as I get the date, I'm going to start sending the packets out immediately because then they've got it, it's their reminder, and it creates that excitement. And you have to do your host coaching just like with a live party. Start with the conversation with the host, and I always start that expression, reach for the moon, shoot for the moon, and hope to land on a star. So start big when you do your host coaching. Share the opportunity with them first. Share it with them right away and at least three more times. Tell her, watch what I do and picture yourself in my shoes. And what I do is if I'm texting them this information, or even if you're on a phone call, you can follow up with a text picture. I'm sitting on my couch with my slippers on and my robe comes down to about here. And so they can see my robe with my slippers, and this is my office. This is where I'm working. So picture yourself in my shoes. If they work another job, then they can easily do Pampered Chef. Let them know that they can easily do Pampered Chef alongside with the help of the third-party posting sites. Post My Party, Sid Share. So like you're at your full-time job and you're running your parties and you're not even manually doing it. I tried that without Sid Share. Yeah, that was not fun. If you're only doing Pampered Chef, then you can, if Pampered Chef, they don't work another job, then they can do Pampered Chef on their own. Just that's the only thing that they do. They can work from home on their own time. A lot of people like that, working on their own time. And I know somebody earlier was talking about setting your hours and all that, and I do. I have, this morning is my stay-at-home consultants. This is when I do my coaching, and this is the evening day. So I have certain days, and my family knows. On Wednesday evenings, I'm doing my coaching. So I go in my office, and they have to keep the dog. Set that expectation for 2 bookings. I know y'all have heard that a couple of times today. Get your host to work for you. I mean, you're partnering with them. You're going to get them free stuff. They're going to earn free stuff. Make them earn it. Have them collect the orders. Have them talk to their friends and family. Ask them, who do you think would be an awesome host? With the new baking products coming out, which of your friends likes to bake? How many of your friends give out baked goods for Christmas gifts? They make awesome teachers' gifts, and when your kids are in junior high and high school and they have 6, 7, 8 teachers, those baked goods are the best and most inexpensive gifts around. And it's something that comes from the heart. Get your kids to help you with them. Remind them of the future party book, future party pick. Y'all know what that is, right? They talked about that earlier. Mary did. When this host books off of this host, and host A gets a 50% off item, anything in the catalog. So if they know that they can get another item at some point in time later on down the line for 50% off, then that'll help encourage them. Get your host's wish list before the party starts. And make sure in your virtual parties you highlight that product in your party. So if you start off with an outline, I create an outline for each month, but if my host's wish list has on her wish list the citrus press, just say. I don't typically highlight it, but I'll throw it in there, and I'll let all the guests know that this is one of the host's wish list items, and then I'll ask the host, why? Why is this on your wish list? She's going to sell that product for you. It's not just you, the Pampered Chef lady, trying to sell a product. It's your host and your other guests trying to sell for you. Because, I mean, if Ida tells Denise, oh man, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, Denise is going to think, oh yeah, well if Paula likes it, then hey, it must be good. But it's not just the Pampered Chef lady telling you that it's a good item, right? When it's time to add your guests, this is one of the things Mary pointed out to me a couple of weeks ago. Facebook is always messing with stuff. So you just got to kind of keep an eye on it. And Mary realized not long ago that if your groups have more than 250 people in them, some of the posts are being blocked and not everybody is seeing everything. So now when I tell my guests, okay, I got a group to your party group, it's time to go ahead and add your guests up to 250. And then that way you'll still be able to see that seen by message in your group, so you'll know who's seen the post, how many people are seeing the post. And if you're not getting, if you're not seeing that, then they have more than 250 people in the group, and you might want to tell them to trim it down. And say, hey, if you want to invite everybody, have another party next month. It's a whole new season, and invite the rest of your friends.
Right.
All right? Okay, I also encourage my hosts that when they're inviting their guests and they're telling their guests to invite their friends, don't just rely on Facebook as your invitation method. Text out people, email people. Y'all know about Red Stamp. Red Stamp, create the invitation, text it to them. They can text it out to everybody. And then also send them a picture that they can post on their wall saying, hey, I'm having a Pampered Chef Facebook party. And at least have them post it at least 3 times, because if you have a gajillion friends, then that's going to run through your wall real fast, and not everybody's going to see it. So if they post it multiple times on their wall, they have a better chance of reaching more people. Throughout the course of the show, I do a host tip of the day. There's a group, all you Facebook and virtual people, You know, the groups on Facebook. The Pampered Chef Virtual Party Group is my favorite. There's an album in there that has host tips. And the name of the album is Host Tips, and it's just little pictures, and it's a host tip of the day. And I don't usually send one every day because I don't want the host to feel overwhelmed, like, oh my God, I gotta do all this stuff. I do one every other day, maybe 3 times a week, whatever, however you want to do it. But they'll have on there, some of them are, you know, if you're feeling brave, go live with some of your favorite products. If you welcome your guests, so when a guest shows up on the party, ask the host to welcome. If you're having a live party in your home, they're welcoming them, telling them hello. Just like a live show, you must have a good head count. I always try to have at least 30 participating people. I know it's hard, but this is, again, where your host coaching comes along, and you're going to tell your host, if you want 10 heads at a live show, I need 30 people at a virtual party. So encourage them to tag friends, comment to friends. When possible, do a full service checkout, at least with your host. Compliment them on the interaction during the party, that they were great in commenting and tagging their friends. Say that, you know, you've been an amazing host. Have you thought any more about doing Pampered Chef? And then if they still no, then I just want to verify that, you know, I want to make sure that you don't want to use your $25 or $50 coupon towards the purchase of your kit. Because a lot of times when you say kit credit, they don't know what that means, so I call it a coupon. And you can always ask follow-up questions. Have you seen the items that come in the kit? What's a favorite item? So always try to carry on that conversation as long as you possibly can. Then I always end with, do you have any questions, or would you just like to get your business started? Just like when you're doing with a regular host, a live host. That's pretty much about it. And because I know a lot of people had talked about following up, how do you feel? Laura, are you on a scale of 1 to 10? I do the same thing with my virtual hosts. So I know I kind of blew through that, but.
Paula's going to talk to you about how to get your guests involved and how to communicate with them.
Virtual parties too. But I've been asked to talk to you all about communicating and different interaction within virtual parties. And I've only done this for 7 months, so I don't know why I'm standing. I mean, well, seriously, they asked me to do this at one of our meetings, and it's like, okay, but I don't know why, or just I'll do it. But no. Anyway, I've only been doing this for 7 months, and when I started, I didn't know it would be virtually only. I put it off. Actually, I looked at Pampered Chef a few years back, and I was afraid of the cooking demonstration. Well, if you watch me move around and see things, you know why. But anyway, I was like one day into Mary's a virtual party, half a day maybe, and I signed up. So, and my parties have been virtual. I did one little in-home, no, it's a little kind of vendor thing, I don't know. But I introduced myself as a passion chef, so it did not. Sarah, the girl in front of me said the word passion, and there it went. Well, it was the life of the party, so it worked. Well, it happens, and it happens in the virtual parties too. But I'm going to tell you how to communicate. When, you know, in virtual parties, you're talking. I met my husband online, by the way, 17 years ago, so I must know how to evidently talk on the phone. But, you know, they're seeing words on paper. You know, it's on the screen, but it's on paper. And it's not like you can read, or you can tell their tone, or you can see their expressions. On paper. I'm skipping a whole bunch. I'm not even going about this. But, let me go. I'm going to compare first for you all. You know, you all talked about the in-home and the virtuals, and I'm gonna do a little comparison, and it's my thinking on it, the difference. When you're at an in-home party, you can connect with your guest, you know, pre-meeting, you know, meet and greet kind of thing. During your presentation, you're making eye contact, you know, asking them about a product, letting them ask a couple of questions. The food demonstration, you're making connections, but your main connection is at checkout. You all talked about it several times today. And it's what, maybe, how long do y'all talk in the checkout? 2 to 3? I'm going to use 10 because I'm long-winded. But anyway, your parties, what maybe 3? I haven't done a full Pampered Chef in-home party, so I don't know. I'm going to use 3, 4, 5 hours. Oh. Anyway, okay, well, I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. Well, in the virtual parties, we'll use one of my parties as an example. They run 7 days. You close in maybe 8, 9, 10. Still drawing those orders in 11. Get my point? You have 7 to 10 days to connect with people. But how do you make that connection? As I said, Facebook has made changes. You don't automatically talk to them on Messenger. You know, they have to accept it. Do I see them? Nah. You know, so you have to make the connection within your party. I start off, well, I do 2 virtual games. Actually, Mary does 2 virtual games because I use Mary's outline usually. But I start off with bingo. And I wind up, you know, I try to get people riled up. You know, I'm a full-time paralegal, very full-time paralegal. And usually I'm one-on-one with people, with witnesses, with, you know, so this, oh, I'm freaking out. But, yeah, it's, yeah, there we go, we lost the train of thought. Okay, so you don't have an automatic connection. So during the bingo game, getting ready for that, and I'll say, oh, bingo's at 9 tonight. If we have 12 players, I'll give you a prize. The winner will get a prize. Who's playing bingo later on during the day? And then I'll lead it on to clue. But in this day, if you were saying, remember I said it's all on paper. So if you type this, because you're typing, I say because it's talking to me. But how would you say this? How would y'all read that? Bingo at 9. That's kind of matter-of-factly to me, right? Bingo's at 9. Okay, what's bingo? Anyway. If you do this, bingo's at 9.
The heart. Happy.
Yeah. Bingo's at 9. I think it's kind of direct. Maybe a little bold. I don't know. But if you do this, bingo's at 9. It shows excitement. It's inviting. It's fun. And I make everything that way. You know, sometimes in inappropriate ways. You know, if they say that I don't want to order, I'll say, that's okay. No, I shouldn't have done that. You got to let your personality show when you're in virtual parties. Just like you do in in-home parties. You just have a lot more time to do it. Unfortunately, as we said, my personality takes care of little mishaps on their own, you know, kind of post on my own page when it should be in my group, or at the bingo, because I mean, virtual parties, I've had 7, starting on the same day at a time, called bingo 4 or 5 at a time, so kind of bouncing rooms, calling the wrong person's name, but they love it, right?
We're pampered chefs, not perfect chefs.
Right.
I'm the passion chef, don't worry. I got that under control, evidently. Bingo online is, we put up a board, and it's so simple. And this is my dream job. I wasn't going here with this isn't on. I want to win the lottery and call bingo at a nursing home. I want to buy a nursing home, and my job is to call bingo. That is my serious, I can't tell you how many years I've said that. but it is. So I'm living my dream calling bingo. Anyway, all you do is you put the board up and you say, bingo's starting at 9. Oh, everybody's in here. Okay, pick your 5 numbers and make sure you comment because I don't want to go to Facebook jail, whatever. And I just start calling numbers. Pick my own numbers. My granddaughter picks the numbers, however. And bingo, they have it. And it's so simple. But the next night I play Clue. And at the end of bingo, I start on winding them up. I got you. Why? How many minutes I had? 5? I didn't have my glasses on.
Really?
5.
Anyway.
Like 2, to be honest with you.
All right.
Jenny's gonna start poking you in a minute.
All right. Anyway.
That personality, you should go live.
I know.
Oh, no.
Right.
No. I tried it last night for the first time. Did anybody ever go set up their voicemail? Or, my work voicemail? It took me about 2 weeks. Because when I hear that beep, I start laughing. Yeah, that's what I did last night. Uncontrollably laughing. I consider it the funniest videos. You know what? Mickey was on there with me. She said it won't automatically post. And it did. Seriously. Anyway, you have to do things in your party to catch their attention. And I'll tell you where I got that from. And I don't, like I said, I don't always do it on purpose, but I got invited to go to one of our senior partners, the senior partner, years ago, to a trial, to his closing. And he's a big, tall gentleman. He was in his 70s. And the jury had been in, the trial was 6 weeks long. He was doing his closings. We're kind of quiet. And he's pacing in front of him. And I was sitting and watching, I was intrigued. And they had a little model over here of a spinal cord. It was a spinal cord injury. And he was just pacing along, and you could tell the jury was kind of, I don't want to say falling asleep, but they were getting a little bored. And they just, and I chuckled because that's my personality to laugh at somebody when they fall. He stumbled on that, and I realized at that point he did it on purpose. He caught their attention, and you have to do that in virtual parties. You have to catch their attention because you're on paper. You're not in person. They can't really see your personality. And there's another point with that. If this isn't your personality, you can make it your personality because you're not seeing them. And that's it. And this is how